Hello and welcome to another edition of Be Still My Soul. And today we are in Psalm 91. Now, Psalm 91 deals with a wonderful question. And the question is this: in the middle of difficulties and troubles in life, how can your heart find peace? How can your heart be at rest when life is difficult? Because when life is difficult, we often worry and are full of anxiety and fear. Well, this psalm gives us the answer. It says that you can have peace rather than anxiety and fear. You can have peace in difficult times by knowing that God will keep you safe and that He has promised to keep you safe. And so you are safe and secure in Him. That's what Psalm 91 is all about. And it begins with these wonderful words about the fact that God will keep you safe. Verse 1, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. God is pictured in a number of ways in verses 1 and 2. He's pictured as a shelter from danger. He's pictured as a shadow. In hot climates, the sun can be dangerous and people can die of heat stroke. He's pictured as a refuge, a place of security from harm. He's a fortress that is impregnable to spears and to arrows. It's a picture of safety and security. God will keep you safe. And so the question is, why will He keep you safe? And the answer is, He will keep you safe because He can. He is the Most High. He is the Almighty. He will keep you safe because all power belongs to Him. He rules over nations and kings and people. He has the final say. He's the boss. He can keep you safe. But He will keep you safe because He wants to keep you safe. The psalmist says that the Lord is my refuge and my fortress and my God. He will keep you safe because He's your God and you belong to Him. If you're putting your trust in Jesus Christ, God has bound Himself to you. God isn't just a general God. You're in a personal relationship with Him. And to encourage our hearts further, He gives us this wonderful picture of what He does to those who are putting their trust in Him. He will cover you with His pinions, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. It's a picture of a mother hen with her arms outstretched, looking after her chicks. That's the caring, tender, loving attitude of God towards you and me. If you come to God for refuge, He will keep you safe under the shadow of His wings. So what does it mean that He will keep us safe? Verses 3 to 13 talk about God's safekeeping, and they tell us that it's comprehensive and that it's surprising. First of all, it's comprehensive. He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler, that's from violence, and from the deadly pestilence, from disease. Verse 5, you will not fear the terror of the night, nor the hour that flies by day. He will protect you at night. He will keep you safe in the daytime. Nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. It doesn't matter what evils come at you at night or during the day, God will keep you safe. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord your dwelling place, the Most High, who is my refuge, no evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague come near your tent. Thousands of people may fall, but you will be safe, you will be secure. He will keep you from all evil. Verse 11, for He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. He will send an unseen host of angels to protect you and to keep you safe. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you strike your foot against a stone. You won't even stub your toe. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent. You will trample underfoot. He'll make sure that you'll be victorious even over the deadliest possible enemies, from the lion who roars and from the serpent that bites. See, these verses tell us that God's safekeeping means that he will protect you from every danger at all times by every means. And he will make you more than a conqueror. God's safekeeping is comprehensive. There's a second thing we need to see. God's safekeeping is surprising. See, we can read these verses and think to ourselves that nothing bad will ever happen to us. But that would be to misread the psalm. Because we know in our own experience, and we know as we read the Bible, that bad things happen to good people, that bad things happen to believers. Being a Christian doesn't inoculate you from against difficulties. Sometimes God prevents bad things from happening, and sometimes he doesn't. But what we are told here is that God will keep you safe. And that means that he will keep you safe in trouble, and that he will help you safely through trouble. In fact, God will make sure that all the troubles that you face will turn for your good. So that nothing that God has promised you will ever ultimately be taken away from you. And he will keep you safe for all time until you come to his heavenly home. And so the question is, how is God able to do this? How can he keep you safe? Well, it's because, verse 14, he holds fast to me in love. So because you put your trust in him, because you love him, he will keep you safe. He will, we're told, deliver you, protect you. Because he knows my name, when he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Because you put your trust in God, because you put your trust in Jesus Christ, God says, I will deliver you. I will protect you. I will answer your prayers. I will be with you in trouble. I will honor you. I will give you a long life, and I will satisfy you with my salvation. And those promises are for those who hold fast to God in love. But the danger is, and the problem is this: none of us ultimately do that. None of us hold on to God in love 24/7. But there was a person who did, and his name is Jesus Christ. You see, Jesus Christ held on to God in love no matter what. And even when the devil came to tempt him in the wilderness, he quoted God's word back at him, and God protected him. But there's a time when God didn't. You see, even though Jesus Christ held on to God in love, even though all these promises are for him, Jesus Christ wasn't ultimately protected. He didn't get them in this life. See, God says, I will deliver you, but God delivered Jesus over to his enemies. God says, I will protect you, but God let Jesus be beaten. God says, I will answer your prayers, and yet when Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane to take the cup from him, God didn't take the cup from him. God says, I will be with you and be by your side in trouble, but he wasn't. When Jesus died on the cross, he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? God says, I will honor you. But when Jesus died on the cross, he hung in nakedness and shame. God says, I will give you a long life, but his life was cut off at 30 years old. God says, I will satisfy you with salvation, but he was judged and condemned, punished under God's anger and wrath for you and for me. He stood in our place, condemned by God for us. And he did that so that if you put your trust in him, then you can know God's safekeeping in your life. You can be sure of God's love, because God did not protect Jesus, he will protect you. Because God did not keep him safe, he will keep you safe no matter what happens. And that will give you confidence, that will give you courage to walk through the storms of life, secure in the knowledge that God will protect you like a mother hen protects her chicks. You are safe and secure under the shadow of God's tender and mighty wings. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.